have you ever read the ACOTAR series? Not thinking about like what it is. She goes, no, I'll have to look into it and start reading it though. And I was like, oh.
Maybe not.
And then she sent me a screenshot the other day of her getting the Audible of it. And I was like, oh, I just casually mentioned fairy smut to my mom, and now she's listening to fairy smut. Is this the guy? What is it?
Okay, I have had a whole time trying to sell things on the internet.
Yeah.
I had...
Wait, what things? Hold on, be more specific.
I'm selling a dresser, a table, and a couch.
Okay.
So I've got message 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 people have messaged me about my dresser, and it's always, is this still available?
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Is this still available? Yes. Can you send me pictures of the inside? Did? No response. Is this still available? Yes. Is this still available? Yes. It's literally like, are you just asking? You're not actually interested? You just wanted to know.
Yes.
And then this one was, is it still available? Yes. Would you do $250? I'm like, fuck, just get it. I want to get rid of it. Yes, yeah. I'll do $250. Can you pick it up this weekend? I can come today. This was on Friday.
Yeah.
Do all the drawers work well? Yeah, it's in great condition. Also, I work from home, so you can come by anytime today. Just let me know. And I sent them my address.
Yeah. Which is?
Oh, it's... and then at 7 a.m. on Saturday morning.
Yeah, normal time for everybody.
Can I come look at it and pick it up today? I'll be there in 20 minutes. Does that work for you? We're headed back from a soccer tournament right now. We'll be passing by your house in 10 minutes. They rang my doorbell and knocked on my door, so my dogs went nuts. I didn't answer intentionally because it's a principle thing.
It's 7 a.m.
Stopped by. No one answered. You didn't learn basic manners. And so, anyway.
Was that Victor?
No, that was Sam on my dresser. Then someone messaged me about my couch. Sold it.
Yeah.
Because they're like, God, this is how you do it. Is this available? Yes. Awesome. How long and wide is it? Perfect. I'm going to measure my apartment to see if it fits, and then I'll let you know. Cool. Can we come by on Saturday? Yes. Hey, we're here. Cool. And then they sent me money.
Awesome. Yeah.
Flawless victory. Victor, this is about the table. Hi, buddy. Is this still available? Yes, it is. Send me your address, please.
Okay.
No.
That's creepy.
I wasn't home. So I didn't. And then today, can I go see him right now?
No.
My table's gendered.
It's just a little baby boy.
Can I go see him right now? The cute little table. Can I go see him? Anyway, it reminds me of the guy at the concession stand.
Yesterday.
That I was telling you about. We're in line, and I'm in line. The royal we're.
He did not invite me.
True. I was second in line, and there's a person in front of me because that's how second in line works. And there's like 4 stations at the concession stand. And the guy on the far right looks like he's open. He's just standing there at the cash register. He's got ear pod in, whatever. So the guy in front of me starts walking towards him, and the cashier's just... And me and the guy in front of me are both just like stun locked. And he's like, so he takes like half another step forward. He's like, I don't know if that was for me. He's just like trying to use the force to throw him to the side. And he like stops again. He's like, is this not the line? And the guy's just, what? So the guy walks back in the line with me, and we chatted about it for a second. And then he goes to a different person in the middle. But why do people...
Words are hard. They're really hard. I struggle with them all the time. And sometimes saying this isn't a line is impossible.
Words can be hard.
Yeah. But
it take few words to make good point.
Yeah. You mean no line would work?
Not a line for you.
Oh.
Wait for them. Hold on. This is like a normal hand gesture. You don't need a ton of extra context.
You violated the law.
I would understand that, and I would resist arrest. But this is like he's been doing too many dating apps. He's just trying to swipe him to the left. He's like, no, not you.
When you first... He's been doing too many dating apps, and he's just been smacking women. No, no.
How do you do dating apps? Hi, is this still available? Can I come see him now?
That's
Maybe
how I'm
not.
gonna do it now.
Yeah, I mean that's pretty actually.
Hi,
Anyway.
is this still available?
Next time I'm on one of those, I'm gonna get
Hi,
it.
Eliza. Is this still available? How much?
This? How much? Can I come pick it up this weekend? Nice.
Man, misogyny. It's always funny.
What are the measurements?
What are the measurements?
I want to make sure it fits.
Oh. So you've been cultured recently.
Very.
Very. You watched Hamilton.
Yep.
You listened to the greatest musical that I've ever had the pleasure of listening to.
Is it?
That's my favorite one.
Okay.
I don't know. I like the story of it.
It's probably mine. It's like top one.
Yeah. Top one of one.
Of one.
I like 6 a lot too. It's just a shorter one, but it doesn't have as much like story to it, you know? They're both historical musicals, but Alexander Hamilton's has more substance you can bite onto. And it tells the story more where it feels like you're listening a story through the perspective of Alexander Hamilton a little bit versus 6 where you're looking at your textbook but it's being sang to you.
Okay.
You know?
Kinda. Is it because of the rap and the hip hop?
It could
Hamilton?
be, yeah. It could be because Daddy Lynn did a good job.
No, don't call him that.
Why?
I don't like it. You're saying more history teachers should incorporate raps for their students.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
I want to see, because like 95% of those are going to be terrible. And I want to see those ones.
I'm really waiting. Like, I'm surprised. Maybe I shouldn't be surprised, but I want to see a Trump version of it. I want to see some far right person who's like
Hamilton's take on Trump type of.
Yeah, like Alexander Hamilton the musical, but Donald J. Trump the musical, and I want to be some like musical theater kid who is very liberal but grew up in really like Republican household and doesn't really understand that the views are liberal, right?
Okay.
And he makes a very like liberal-esque musical for Donald J. Trump. It'd be so good.
Yeah, I don't know. It would be interesting.
I would love to, like, they have the cabinet battles in Hamilton. I'd love to see the cabinet battles in this musical because it'd just be like, and what's something Donald Trump says?
That's
like,
what I was trying to think. Like, how do you fit that into a song? And I just picture him going like, no,
just
because he's the president, right? So you'd have the cabinet on one side and the other guy, the secretary are battling, rap battle, because that's how our Congress works, I guess.
It would be so much cooler if it did.
And then he's like, good points, no, and just does whatever he wants.
It would be a ramble. He would be my thoughts on immigration. First of all, I know many people, great people. People love me. I like soccer a lot. Soccer, I've let Messi. Messi loves me. Messi thinks I'm a great person. You know, I used to be one of the best soccer players. Messi loves me. Messi thinks that I was a better soccer player than they were in my prime. And then that's going to be the end.
He does have the he's building up the historical events that would be in the play.
Yeah.
Like the assassination attempt.
Yeah.
There'd be a song for that, I bet.
Mm-hmm.
Something about, and then I looked right.
Yeah.
And the bullet went left. You copied me.
What?
They sounded the same.
They're the same. They're like twins. They're just dressed different. Yours is goth and mine is hippie.
So I've got a joke.
Okay.
There's 2 guys.
Yeah.
That's not the joke.
Oh.
And they're camping.
Yeah.
Not yet. And they've been camping for like 4 days straight. So
what?
stop. And they've still got a few days left.
Oh,
there we go. Yeah. Okay. No. So they got a few days left, but they're getting really sick of each other.
Yeah.
I don't know if you've ever been away from society, like camping for like several days in a row.
I have a story about it.
Yeah? Okay. after my joke. And so they decide, today we're going to take a little break from each other.
Oh, break.
I'm just going to hike north for like half the day, and then we'll meet back here, and you go south. So we're going to spend some time apart, basically. I was like, okay, bet on cap, no God.
North south BJJ.
So they go and they meet back up after the day, and the guy who went north was like, oh, it was amazing. I hiked up. There was this beautiful meadow. It smelled so good. It was like almost too sweet, made me want to throw up a little bit, but like it was a really cool experience. It was amazing. I had a great day. The guy that went south was like, that's cool, but my day was so much better. I hiked south, and I found this naked woman tied to train tracks. And so I untied her and carried her to this beautiful meadow, and we made sweet love all day. And so the guy who went north was like, oh, that's awesome. Did you get good head? And the guy that went south was like, that's the thing. I couldn't find the head.
I don't get it.
Is a naked woman's corpse that was missing a head.
Oh, it's not that.
No.
It started better. It was funny at the beginning.
I don't think so.
Do you think my mic properly covers that I'm smiling? Because I don't want to laugh at the joke.
Just embrace it.
I went in 2020.
This is your story about having sex with a decapitated body.
No.
Carry on.
No. I went camping in 2020, and we were gone for like 4 days or so, and having a great time. Really, really camping trip. It was like August actually, or something like that. No, that was a different camping trip. But
I need to know the specific days.
Okay,
it's very important.
Here's the thing: is that right there, the neighbors, these guys. The information that I need is on that.
Okay.
For the specific day.
Tell us.
Go ahead.
Comment below what date Brayden went camping.
Yeah, when was this? It was in 2020.
The dark times.
Yeah, well, it wasn't dark when I went. So I went camping. And we were gone for a while. I had like some cell service. I wasn't like on Reddit or news or anything like that. It was like I could listen to music, or if I wanted to watch something funny, I could pull up something funny on YouTube to watch, right? Mm-hmm. And I'd have to download it and let it load and then play. So we're gone for like the 4 days or whatever it was, and we're coming back, and we left. Everything's good. We come back, and there were riots at the camp.
I was petting your belly. You pet for him. 2 strokes too long. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah.
I was interacting with the set. That was my bad.
So when we left, everything was all good. We came back, and there were like riots at the Capitol, protests. All of a sudden, all of the grocery stores are closed that night, but not just closed. There's like bags in front of the doors and shopping carts, so you can't get in. It was crazy. I left to a normal country, and I came back to like pandemonium going. Like, it was just crazy.
What a wild time that we lived through.
Right?
Because I remember just like seeing like the news story on my phone pop up, and I was like, oh, that's crazy. Oh, that's my city? That's an upside down fire cop car thing.
Is that a bow and arrow?
Why is that guy wearing a raccoon on his head? Yeah, that's wild.
Yeah, it was. I wanted to go back.
You got the wow, like 6 different zombie franchises just went through my head, and none of them were right. Walking Dead.
I got yeah.
He like goes into like a little coma or something, wakes up in the hospital, and the whole world has changed.
Yeah. Dead, don't inside open.
It's so good.
Dead open, don't inside.
It's dead inside, don't open. So dead, don't open inside? I don't know.
I thought it was dead inside, don't open.
Dead inside, don't open?
Oh. I thought they put it, I don't know. I thought that the joke was it read if you did right to left as dead, don't inside open. I don't know. I don't watch things. I know, you gonna come onto the set? You gonna come say hi? Oh, there you are. Hello, hello.
Don't dead, open inside. Don't open, dead inside. Yeah. So don't open, yeah.
Don't dead, open inside.
Don't inside, dead.
Yeah, we went through a crazy time. The pandemic was wild. I don't know how they orchestrated all of that. There were so many working parts.
Yeah, it almost sounds like unrealistic. I was ready for it that time.
He does not like you petting his belly.
Yeah, I just feel like after this like election that's coming up, let's just be done with historical stuff for a minute. Just like a break.
Mm-hmm.
Let's just call it. It was a fun 25 years. We got
What?
9/11. We got swine flu, which was they tested out the pandemic
COVID,
arc
yeah.
before the full-on COVID once in a century pandemic. We got a dude who's running for president for the third time. Yeah, I mean it's been wild.
Oh, look at her go. She's so happy. You guys can't hear her purring, but she is so happy and loving life.
She's so happy and liberal.
And liberal.
That's what I thought you were saying. I mean, like, are your cats? I don't know.
Do you think, generally speaking, being liberal makes you like? Would you say right now in the state of America, liberals are more happy, or the left is more happy, or the right is more happy? It's so hard to say because I feel like the right is mad at everything and everything is a problem, and they're so like sensitive and snowflakey about other people apparently being snowflakey that it like they can't enjoy anything because there's always a hidden agenda. There's always a transgender. There's always a immigrant thing. There's always racism that they're like looking for.
I think that I would say there's a slight edge to more people that are left leaning being happy, just because I feel like there's unhappy people on both sides for sure. Yeah. Everyone's going crazy. It's the worst time in the world ever, history thing, whatever. But I feel like the people on the left that are saying that are like a small sliver. Yeah. They're like communists and stuff that are like, this is the worst, blah, blah, blah. And then the people on the right that are saying that is like 60+% of the people on the right that support Donald Trump. And it's like, because they support him, they sign up for everything else. Because like he's running against the current administration, so everything has to be terrible.
Right.
So like, I mean, it was probably about 4 years ago when it was Biden running against the current administration of Trump. Everything had to be terrible because that's kind of how our politics work right now. Yeah. So right now, I would say the people on the right tend to be actually unhappy versus the left.
Right, I would agree because it feels like there are people on the left that, I mean, if you're trans, LGBTQ plus, there's something else like added to, and I don't know what it is.
The plus covers it.
No, but there's a new one. There's like S on there or L again.
What? For what?
Oh, it's LGBTQ.
LGBTQ.
IA.
Yeah.
Plus.
Yeah. LBGTQIA plus. Yes.
Yeah.
Because there's lesbian. Let's count them out. They need a Sesame Street episode for this. L is for lesbian. G is for gay. B is for bisexual. T is for transsexual. We call them trains.
I got my car re-registered, and he goes, "Are you auto trans?" Sorry, like the transmission.
Oh, good. Wasn't sure. No, I'm manually transitioning. I'm shifting my gears by myself.
I think we should change it from trans to retired. I'm a retired male.
Why?
Because it's funnier.
Is it?
I don't know. I just think it's funny to like.
That's messed up, Brayden.
Gender retired. Like.
That's so stupid. That's like the jokes you see where it's like sex. Yes, please. Anyway, LGBT and then Q is queer, which I thought was just like the generic term for all of it.
Yeah, the Kickback podcast,
LGBT.
smart people, they decided that queer should just be the like generic
Q. Q and on.
Yeah.
You've got the Q on the left, the Q on the right.
Yeah, and you don't know who is. Like anybody could be. It's anonymous.
It's the meme. Have you seen? I think it's from one of the Russia movies, but it's some dude. He's got like a rifle, and there's like a group of people that look like they've been struggling in the forest or whatever, and they come out, and he stops them. He's like, "Whoa, whoa, whoa!" And they're like, "Don't worry, we're American," or something like that. And he's like, "That's cool. Which type of American?" It's like, "Oh, you're Q? Which type of Q?"
Which one is it? That's funny.
LGBTQ, I, intersex, A, asexual, plus.
Plus.
Why have the plus if you're going to name every letter?
Well, they didn't go over like pansexual, demisexual.
Brayden, what is the difference between demisexual and pansexual?
Pansexual is more akin to bisexual, but it's been broadened to include they thems. So bisexual is like
how many bisexual
gender.
people are out there that are like, your pronouns are they them? I'm not attracted to you anymore.
Or trans, right? So I think
how is a trans person gonna break your bisexuality?
I don't know. I don't know. But like I don't I'm just saying from what it is. I don't understand why there's difference. Why are you attacking me for it?
I'm attacking.
And then demisexual is just you need the connection before you feel attraction, but it could be anybody.
But that's not pansexual.
No, because pansexual is like you can just have the attraction inherently. So it's like whereas asexual, they don't.
Wait. Pansexual is you can just have the attraction. Demisexual is you need the attraction.
You need to know the person before you have the attraction. So it's like
it's
the difference between a fuckboy and then somebody who like really needs to get to know somebody before their dick works.
Okay. Yeah. What's the plus? Who are we leaving out? Can we just get them all on there if we're gonna do it? Like, what are we waiting for? We can figure this out. This feels like.
Does the plus at all encapsulate like?
No.
Hey, plus is not just no.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Not just for like gender and attraction, but we put plus in there to auto include like our friends that experience racism in their daily life and say that hey, we're here for you as well. So the plus is that we're here, but we're also including everybody.
No.
What is it?
It's about.
Maybe it's just a really really small t.
It's a lowercase t.
Yeah.
that T's for twinks.
It's
Specifically, we support you. It feels like we're in the early stages of the U.S. where it's like every time there's a new state, we have to add a star.
Right. Yeah.
Let's just use one big star. I don't know.
Yeah. Because all of them have their own flags. Which, if you've seen the flag chart, there's like a lot.
Yeah.
There's a ton of flags. So there's
What's wrong?
Oh, then you have like
It's
gender
just a
non-conforming.
rainbow.
That one's on there. Non-binary. I don't know. I'm a straight white male. I don't
know.
This is hard for me. But they're there.
They're there.
They're there.
What was it? Hold on. Never mind. I forgot it. It was a knock joke, but I don't remember it, so it's not going to come across funny.
Knock.
Who's there?
What? When?
What? When? Who?
Dinner tonight, you and me.
What? When? Who? Oh.
Yeah.
No. Wait, sorry. Knock.
Who's there?
No.
No who?
No means no.
Oh. Well, I've been
No,
told.
I'm rejecting you.
I've been told no means maybe, okay? And it was by a person of femininity.
You have the like right. It's like the like dads that are at the pride rally for the first time trying to support their kids or whatever, but they're not really sure how to do it. It's like it is a person of vaginitude.
They're part of that like femineminon thing. I don't know.
They're the ones with the innies. I don't know.
There's some people that have outies, right? Like, and then some people have innies. It was those ones. It was the. So I had a question.
Okay, 4.
I don't have 4 questions. I think I can. I guess I'll think of some. If
Hurry up.
Okay, I don't. It's so hard to think of them on the spot.
My caffeine's hitting go.
I'm kidding. Lucky. Okay, so there's this instance where like somebody will break up with their significant other, right? You good there, bud?
Yep. Prolonged eye contact.
Prolonged.
What? I'm just trying to correct my posture.
So, well, now I feel like I have to be all big and tall for you guys.
So instead of standing like this or sitting like this at all times where you have a straight back, I want to counteract the phone neck.
Yeah.
So I'm just going to
have an arch.
Yeah.
You want to be back.
I'm going to arch in that thing.
That's why I sleep in a hammock, but on my belly.
No, you don't.
I used to.
But you don't now.
I know.
Okay, what's your joke?
It's not a joke. It's not a joke.
What's your question?
Okay, so somebody's in a relationship.
Yep.
And the relationship ends.
Yes.
And then there is a instance where sometimes people will go and they'll date somebody right afterwards that is just like that person.
Okay.
Right? They dated somebody who has like green eyes and blonde hair.
Okay.
Right? And they're like 5'10" or whatever. And then they break up and then you see them a month later and they're with another person completely different, but they're 5'10", blonde hair, green eyes, and like that looks a lot like your ex.
Yeah.
Right? And I think most people would be like, yeah, that's like you're kind of dating. It feels kind of odd, almost like you're putting your past relationship on this person, you know, like you're not over them, you're just finding someone that's like them to fill that them shaped hole. Yeah. Right? It's the Japanese manga artist. This hole is for me. This is my hole. Which is not a sexual thing. I feel like I was just reading that. It sounds like it's no. It was like there's
it's Brayden's hole, guys.
It's my hole.
There's holes in the mountains, and you find the hole that matches up with you, and you crawl through it, and then you become a mountain or something.
You become a monster at the end because you get so like strung
out.
out.
Or the real life version of that, where you crawl into a hole and then you slowly die a horrible death because you can't come back out of it.
Did you hear about that guy?
Yeah, that's terrifying.
Yeah, he went in and got stuck, and then they were trying to get him out, and he got out a little bit, and then he fell back down, and that's when he died in there. He just couldn't get out of the little thing.
Wait,
and they couldn't get it. Yeah.
Why are you crawling in such small holes? Why? Like I feel bad for him because he was just living life. He was cave exploring, which some people like. That's cool.
Spelunking, right?
Spelunking.
I can't do it. No.
He was like with his brother, and you just crawl through the holes that go through the mountain, and it's cool because like I'm sure the dozens and dozens and dozens of times that they had done it beforehand, they found something really cool, or they had a cool experience, or whatever, or oh shit, it's an animal, and like that's fun. But then the hole gets smaller and smaller and smaller, and then he starts going down, and then it stops. That's the end of the hole. And like, what do you do? What do you do when you realize you're not getting out of it?
I can't. I get like that's. I don't have a lot of claustrophobia, but I have more than like not. You know, I would freak out.
But at some point you just have to like resign it and be like, that's what I'm saying. Like I kind of feel bad for him because it sucks because he wasn't doing anything wrong, but also you literally crawled yourself into a hole that you couldn't get out of.
No, I can't imagine. Like I would. I don't know. I think I would like end up blunt trauma killing myself.
But how? You can't move. There's no space.
There's enough to.
I want my brother to shoot me.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Like, that's going to be so. I don't know if that's better. I don't know. I don't know what I would do. Because, like, you're upside down. It's like, shoot me in the ass until I die. Like,
ass to mouth. Let's go. Not that kind. Shoot me.
Like, through.
I know. And then what happens, right? He's like, okay, I love you. Tell everyone I love you. I'm ready to go. Shoot me, put me out of my misery. I don't want to start to pop.
Ah! Fuck!
No,
Why would you do that?
Okay,
No.
Again.
No.
I gotta reload. It's a revolver. I only have 6 shots.
No.
Ooh, what if like, yeah, you go to shoot me and the brother finally gets the nerve and the gun jams?
I don't know if I, as a brother, I'd have the ability to. I don't know. I would. I don't know what I would do. That's so hard.
Yeah, that's terrifying. So that's why I don't crawl down cliffs.
I can't. Yeah, no. Yeah. I used to have really big love sacks. They're bean bags.
You got that checked out?
Yeah. They're bean bags. A brand called Love Sack. You okay there? And
I just imagine you going to the doctor with a very serious health problem. Anything else we can look at for you today?
Love sacks.
I've got these really big love sacks.
And if like 2 of them, if I got trapped underneath them, I would start getting claustrophobic.
Yeah, you would.
I would. And I was like,
now
I feel like
you know
I couldn't.
how she feels.
Yeah, that's why I'm going to the hospital. um, uh, you've heard of breast reduction surgery? I'm going for the ball reduction surgery. um, so I couldn't do it because I just like the beanbags. If somebody's on them and I can't get them off, I freak out. You know, like, that's too much for me.
Sounds
And if I was
terrible.
stuck somewhere where I'm like this and I can't, like this is the movement I have. No.
But you can't freak out.
Oh, I'm gonna freak out.
But not really.
No?
You're stuck.
Yeah, but I'd probably go crazy. Like I'd go brain dead. I'd probably shut down, and that'd be it. Like
So you'd want your brother to kill you,
at that point, like
right?
at that point, I think I'd be mentally dead, and I'd just be in my own world and not be there anymore, and then my body would die, and that would be it. And like people would be like, Brayden, we're gonna get you out of here, okay? And then they'd be doing that. I'd just not be responding. I'd be gone. It's like I would be so far inside my head.
Sucks.
Yeah. So anyways, sometimes you date someone that like
Da, 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 da.
I was talking to someone recently, and there's two parts of the story. First part, their last relationship was with a 5'6" guy named Brayden.
Uh-huh.
I'm a 5'6" guy named Brayden.
Okay.
And so I was thinking about that the other day.
So this ties into the blonde hair, green eyes.
Yeah.
You're basically just dating the same person.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I was like, I caught myself thinking about it, but then also, it wasn't until I gave them my phone number that they knew my name. So like I know it wasn't that, you know, they weren't like looking for another Brayden and I fit the bill, but I was thinking, it's kind of like ironic. It's kind of funny. It's an odd type of situation.
Mm-hmm.
Is that a red flag?
No.
No?
No.
Okay.
I
I'm not
don't
gonna-
think so.
There's another YouTube channel I really like. They do shorts. Not these kind of shorts, but YouTube shorts. And it's this guy who has two really big flags. And one of them is green and one of them is red.
Oh, yeah, I've
Yeah.
seen that guy.
And he just watches videos and then he just runs like fully tabled out. The way he runs is just so funny. Like his torso is completely parallel to the floor, but his legs are still perpendicular. And
Earth's floor.
yeah, and has it out, and he just will run and he says the funniest things like what are you saying to this one? He'll like, that's greener than Nan's spinach on a Sunday morning. He's running by, and you're like, what the hell? But it's good. It's a good YouTube channel. That's smart. Whoever did that.
I don't think it can't be that common to actually date someone who's just a proxy for your ex or whatever. Like that's got to be on the minority especially for it to be something like obvious like that.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, I think if that ever happens, it's more of like a
Plus score
one night stand type of thing. You're like, I'm just gonna like find someone that looks like my ex, and we're gonna
Yeah.
I'm not sure how common it is, but it was something that made me chuckle a little
Okay.
bit. And
Part 2.
the part one was the part two is that they didn't know my name until
Okay.
later on. So I don't think it's that at all.
No, I think you need more than height and name.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
They had glasses, I think.
Like if this person busts out a picture of their ex, or like you find it on
And they
social
also
media or
like
something.
Justin Timberlake.
Fuck.
And I'd be like, God damn it.
I was gonna say, if you find out they were dating Justin Timberlake,
This is gonna ruin the tour.
you beat me.
And I got to the joke faster.
This is gonna ruin the tour. Damn, you double beat me.
Let's go. Let's freaking go.
What tour? The world tour. Such a good joke. Yeah, no. So aside from physical, I almost wonder if other traits would be more of a replacement type of thing. Like
I
if you're
feel like-
dating someone who, I'm trying to think of something
I
specific,
think something that happens a lot. I think this one does happen a lot. Is you get out of a relationship, and especially if you're the one that broke it off, right? You're like, I feel like I'm not being valued, or I'm not getting X, Y, and Z.
Mm-hmm.
And then you meet somebody who gives you X, Y, and Z, right? I feel like it's very easy for somebody to fall way too head over heels way too quickly with that individual because
Yeah.
they're filling the the void that they were lacking in their last relationship. So they fall in love with, or they fall in attraction to getting what they were missing out on rather than the individual.
Sure.
If that makes sense. I feel like that one happens a lot because I think people get in a relationship very quickly after a breakup, and then they don't really work out. They can, but usually it's like,
Yeah. That's. I wonder how big of a red flag that is. Your recovery to how quickly did you start a new relationship after your old one ended?
it's so hard to say. I don't know because
I don't know.
like I've been on the end where like I ended it off with somebody. 6 days later, they were on their phone giggling and talking in the same apartment I was at with them, with somebody else they were talking to, and I was like, that fucking hurts. But I was the one that ended the relationship, So I'm like, who am I to say?
You can't complain.
Yeah, right. But it was also like we'd been together for like 4 years, so it was like, it just hurts that it's been 6 days is the same as 4 years, and
I've heard you're allowed to grieve for 1 day for each year of the relationship.
Isn't it? There's a rule like that though, but it's like what 1 month per.
1 month?
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe.
One
I don't think the function scales very well.
Yeah, it's not 1 month per year. It's like 1 month per something, but I don't think there's any one way to do it because life happens in really weird ways where like sometimes you just meet somebody that you really, really click with,
Mm-hmm.
and you're like, oh wow, this is awesome. We're matching really well. And that throws off all sort of like weird universal laws, quote unquote, that could be there. However, probably generally speaking, if you're in a relationship and then jumping into one again really quickly, you probably haven't had the chance to fully grieve it.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of like all the social rules, right? It's like, oh, you're not supposed to, what is it? You're not supposed to call a girl for 3 days
That's stupid.
or something.
That's so
And
stupid.
it's like, that's not really a rule. It's just, it might help some people not come across super clingy right off the bat or something. Like, there's an idea behind the rule, but it's not really something everyone has to follow.
Yeah.
Because like it's all so different.
It is, I don't know. Maybe it's not a stupid rule because I was reading a story a little while ago where I'm flip-flopping, Is that what you're laughing at?
No, I was jokes pop in my head. I can't stop it. And I was just like, and that's why as soon as I get a girl's number, I just follow her home.
Done that. Been there.
What? Same girl?
Same one. So it was a story where somebody went on a date, they really enjoyed it, and they're like, I'm gonna wait a day or two before I message them so I don't feel like I'm being like too clingy.
Mm-hmm.
And the girl got mad at him, and she felt like the date didn't go well, that he wasn't interested in her because he didn't message her right away.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that means I think you as the girl has a few things that she needs to work through as well before maybe going through a date, if that's going to get to her, because she could have also reached out, right?
That's the big one.
And then it's like you're holding on to this and putting your self-worth as, oh, I did really bad at this date and he doesn't like me because he didn't respond to me yet. But it's like, if that's your thought, then wouldn't you think that might be the same for him? And like maybe he's waiting for, I don't know. So in that case, the rule kind of like weeds out the people that maybe aren't ready for a relationship.
Yeah.
Although,
or just are incompatible with each other.
Yeah. I think you can very definitely kind of catch the vibe when you go and see the person, right? Like if you're having a great time and then you leave and then you just don't talk to them for 3 days, I think that's going to kind of ruin what momentum you might have. Whereas if you go and hang out with them and like nothing really happens, and then maybe you just message them later, or you don't message them back at all, or you just say, hey, I don't think it went well.
Yep, you just ghost them.
Yeah, you kill them and they're ghosts. Spooky
after
season.
you follow.
Yeah, after you follow them home.
I'm sorry, Milo. I just want to love you.
Is he being mean to you, bud?
I'm not.
Is he being mean to you? Oh, there you go. It's okay. You're okay, bud. You're not dad. You're not allowed to touch my belly. Watch, he's gonna get me now. Nope. You okay?
Yeah.
Sorry for all the audio listeners only. We took a small reprieve to pet the cat, and now Buddy is sniffing his finger afterwards.
No.
He's like,
Untrue.
"Oh, that pussy smell like."
Smell my finger. Gross.
Smell these fingers.
I had to sneeze. I
Smell
was
this
trying.
one.
No, stop. No, bad Brayden. Where's my squirt bottle?
Did you know squirt is pee?
Yeah.
Yeah, I did. um, but there was something else I was gonna say. Oh, I was thinking about this the other day. You know how people have object permanence?
Permanence.
What did I say?
Permeance.
What did you say?
Permanence.
You're saying the same word twice.
Permeance. Permanence.
It's not Leviosa. It's Leviosa.
There's a whole other letter in there.
And
Anyway, object permanence.
yeah, object performance. If it's not there, you don't see it. You don't like.
Yeah.
I think there has. I don't know. I haven't looked it up to see if there's an actual term for this, but like, sadness, permanence, performance.
Can you not say the word?
What's the right one?
Permanence.
Permanence. Yeah, like sadness, permanence.
Where something is permanent. Objects are permanent.
But no.
So even if you don't see them,
Oh, it's still there.
they still exist outside of your eyesight.
Okay, so you don't have like sadness permanence where like something sad happened and it was traumatic for you,
I don't have that, no.
and then traumatic things, or
Correct.
Yeah.
I've never been sad a day in my life
not even a single one,
that I have allowed my brain to record as a memory.
right?
Swipe them all.
I think there might be people that have like some sort of like negative permanence where they'll see something, oh, that's bad, and then it goes away, so they completely forget about it. It doesn't exist in their mind anymore.
Okay.
And I think like it might happen in like an instance of like red flags in a relationship. Like they see something like, oh, that's a red flag. Oh well, it passed away quickly. I don't have to really worry about it anymore. It doesn't exist. And then like a year down the line, you're like, oh right.
Yeah.
Or
I
you
don't know if
might-
I'd call it anything like sadness permanence or red flag permanence, but
There's probably a term.
I think
for
it's
it
more
where,
just like you're being overly dismissive, like either assuming it's not a regular thing, it's not a common thing, it was a fluke.
I mean, in the red flags instance, but like, what about something that was like traumatic to you, and you're like, yeah, this happened. That was crazy. Anyways, like,
You're just
it
avoidant.
happened. Just avoid it.
Yeah,
Oh, I got a new book.
I saw.
Yeah, it's Anxious and Avoidant.
Mm-hmm.
Healing the
Written by
Dynamic. Ricky. Oh, Close. Close.
You don't even remember
I
it?
can't remember the last. It's a her.
Ricky?
Yeah. What's that?
I don't know what you're gonna go look right now. Why did you get a new book, Brayden? Oh, he's got it. Oh, it's by Octopi. I don't know.
It's someone. It just barely came out. I pre-ordered it, and it like shipped out on the 9th of August, and got here a couple days ago. It goes over attachment styles,
Okay.
and like 2 of them are anxious and avoidant,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm more of an anxious type of person, right? When it comes to my attachment style, so I was like, oh, I should read it and see what it's all about, because I like their like teachings in general and what they talk about. So
Oh, is this the love doctors?
no, that is
Love couple?
John
of
and Julie
lovies?
Gottman. Yeah, John and Julie Gottman are those ones. This is just somebody who does like relationship advice in general.
Okay.
Right, not necessarily like romantic, but because your attachment style can affect your normal everyday relationships as well, right? You might have a friend who really
That'd be nice.
yeah, it would be, huh? Is like super anxious attached, right? And even though you're not in a relationship, they get nervous that like you guys aren't friends anymore if you don't have like consistent communication
Yeah.
or something, you know? So it's a book just to go over like anxious bits and like general advice to help people like cope with it or whatever, so you can get to a secure attachment style.
Is that the goal?
To get to a secure?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is it not just these are the types, or is it like if you're one of these types, you gotta?
It's the goal is to get to secure, but if it's not a formula that fits everybody, right? And it's like if you get anxious this way, then you need to respond differently than somebody who's avoiding would respond.
Mm-hmm.
So you need to be able to communicate with yourself and with others properly to help you get to that middle ground of secure.
Okay.
So it's just a different path to get to it, right? I think generally speaking, my general one is very secure, and then like anxious is the sub part. But there's not a book to read on like how to be more secure when you're secure because you're already there, you know?
Yeah.
So it's like, why not read it?
I'm gonna write one.
Your own
Anxious and avoidant. I'm gonna call it secure and
secure.
suck my dick.
I don't know if that would.
It's selling really well to a certain type of guy.
I was shopping around stores last week for my little like staycation I did, and one of the shops I went to, they had a bookshelf. On the shelf, it was a whole bunch of cats, and then it was like men with cats, and like it's a bookshelf for me, and I was like, what are these books anyways? So I look it up, and it's like Playboy-esque, like it's just a whole bunch of photos of hot men holding their cats, you know.
That's what you're into. That's what you're into.
Yeah, and on my Snapchat story, I was like, finally a bookshelf for me. And then afterwards, I opened it. I'm like,
oh,
this is this is like the equivalent of a fireman calendar, and it's
that's hot.
Did you know that certain Christian churches way back when made priest calendars like that?
But 12-year-old boys don't use calendars.
Yikes.
I'm okay with saying that.
Yeah, it's just it's factual at this point, you know.
I had to make sure.
It's happened too often for it to be a coincidence.
Yeah.
It's too regular of an occurrence.
For you or
no. Not since I left.
not regular enough for Brayden?
Are you baptized?
Yes.
Loser.
Why?
I'm not baptized.
So
Cool like that.
you're going to hell.
Nuh-uh. You know why?
Why?
Because it doesn't matter. I'm gonna die, and then some of my family's gonna baptize my body in afterwards, anyways. Regardless of if that's what I wanted.
Yeah. Only if you're famous enough.
No, my family can do it.
I don't think so. I'm pretty sure they only do like the founding fathers or something.
What? No. No, part of like normal temple service now is doing that.
I know, but they only do like the baptisms for the dead. I was told at one point forever ago that they baptize just like a bunch of famous people that have died.
Oh, yeah, I think they have. They've done that.
So it's like, yeah, what about all the people that are like less famous but never got baptized? Do you guys maybe it's just only their family that does it?
Yeah, well, kind of like my grandpa, he worked at the temple, and I'm pretty sure he's done a few of them as well. And I think you probably have to make a donation to the temple for them to do, I would assume.
That sounds
like paying for a service?
Like what are the big church thing that happened way back in the day where you would buy forgiveness, but there was a word for it.
Tithing?
Not a tithing. That's a donation, quote unquote. This was
Repentance?
Something like that. But you would buy.
You need to repent.
You'd be like, hey, I would like to buy 3 sins, please. And then you could sin 3 times.
Hold on. That reminds me of when I was younger and I asked my mom if I could swear if no parents were around. Like, hello, God, if I give you $5 per sin, can I please commit adultery? Can I please commit 3 sins?
Basically, like,
Ooh.
Indulgences.
Indulgences.
Yes.
You could pay for indulgences?
In the teaching of the Catholic Church, an indulgence is a way to reduce the amount of punishment one has to undergo for given sins. For forgiven sins. Forgiven is in parentheses.
I have to give.
But basically, it turned into a huge thing. Like, it started out like you could show your faith by donating some money to the church, and you get an indulgence, basically, which is like, hey, just so you know, like, this is like a super forgiven sin now. And then it just turned into like, come buy your sins, please.
Yeah, because as soon as you give them the option to be bad people, people started to just take it up. Have you heard of the public art display that this girl did?
No, no.
No. She was like, I'm going to sit right here for 6 hours. I'm going to do nothing. And I have props next to me.
The sin of sloth.
No.
Oh.
And people can come. She's the art exhibit. So they could touch her if they wanted to. They could do anything. They could use props if they wanted to. And she's like, it started off very, very normal, right? Like, it kind of what I expected was people coming up and like they give you a hug or something. They just like normal stuff. But the longer you're there, they start taking the scissors and they start cutting her clothes off. They started to touch her inappropriately. They would put a knife up to her neck instead.
Jeez.
People would put the gun up to her head. And like it just like really like quickly devolved in that 6 hours of like, we're good people, give you a hug, hey, how you doing, you know, to like, I'm going to sexually assault you, I'm going to enact like murderous like tendencies of, I'm not going to do it, but like imagine, you know, like, no, I'm not going to do it, but like, I could, you know. And then as soon as the 6 hours was done, she didn't say anything, but she just got up and started walking towards the crowd. And the people who were doing those more like nefarious things, like literally turned around and ran.
Yeah.
Because like as soon as they had to be confronted with their own actions,
Consequences for my actions.
yeah.
No.
Yeah, they left, and it's just crazy how quickly it devolved into degeneracy and murderous intentions. Like,
I like that.
which part? The murderous intentions?
No, what they have to do is like, I feel like you should expose that more. So like, it looks like she's making the sacrifice, right? To like do an experiment, basically do art. Yeah. But if you record the people doing all the crazy shit,
and on a list,
and then you don't harass them.
Yeah.
You post it online.
You have to blink so they know. Okay.
Post it online and stuff, like expose the people. I don't know. I feel like it's a lot harder. How do I want to say this? Anonymity breeds like inappropriate behavior.
It does, but you'd only be able to do it once. Well, actually, no, you'd probably be able to do it more than once.
I think you do it more.
I think the people that are going to be doing this are generally speaking the people who aren't online enough to see it. Right?
Yeah, everyone online is a good person.
No. I think if you're online, you're too much online, so you don't go outside and do these kind of activities because you're just not out there, right? You're too involved at your coffee shop on Twitter yelling about something that doesn't matter. Or you're in your house on a console or a video game playing games and doing whatever. I think it's the people that...
it's like actually, like, have you ever seen the videos of someone like talking mad shit on Call of Duty or something?
And then I said...
And then they're like, their Xbox 360 like chimes or whatever, and they got a message, and they open it, and it's just like their address or something.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm gonna be a good person now. Uh-oh. I'm not anonymous anymore.
Yeah. So you'd probably be able to get it more times than that because there's so many people in the world that the people that are gonna be degenerates like that probably aren't fully on the internet to see that type of interaction. You know, they're probably more on the internet to be inside their own social like circles of whatever happened here. You know, yeah, it's crazy, weird experiment, and I'm wondering, I should look into it because there's a whole bunch about it, just how her psyche was at the end of that.
Yeah, I wonder.
Because
hopefully she was prepared for. I feel like you have to know something like that's gonna happen.
Yeah, like
right?
people are gonna be.
We're gonna get weird with it.
Yeah, especially if you give them the props to like be violent. You know, have the gun, have the knife, have the scissors, and all that. Like it's just, unfortunately, putting yourself in a position where that's gonna happen. But
yeah, interesting.
Earlier when we were playing basketball, I said I have another thing that's a little bit embarrassing I wanted to say.
Good. Embarrassing. Go.
Yeah. So one thing I want to do is I want to go to a Ren fair just as the Akatar crew.
Yeah.
So I was talking to my mom the other day, and she said, "Oh, you went to the Renaissance Fair?" I said, "Yeah." She said, "Did you dress up as anything?" I was like, "No, but I might go next year." And I think I want to dress up as have you ever read the Akatar series? Not thinking about like what it is. She goes, "No, I'll have to look into it and start reading it though." And I was like, "Oh,
maybe not."
And then she sent me a screenshot the other day of her getting the Audible of it. And I was like, "Oh, I just casually mentioned fairy smut to my mom, and now
Yeah.
she's listening to fairy smut. And then she's in the book where she's gonna hear and he sheathed himself inside me.
She's on that book already?
That's the first book.
Oh, it's the first book.
Mm.
I haven't gotten there yet.
Close, I think.
Am I?
I think so. I think
I
so.
don't even think I'm a third of the way through the book. That reminds me, though, of the time I watched a movie with my mom. Very fun experience. I think I've talked about it before, but I'm not sure. Love and Other Drugs. Have you ever seen that movie?
Explain it. It sounds familiar.
It's Jake Gyllenhaal, and
Don't explain. I don't. Who?
Jake Gyllenhaal.
Mm.
He is Donnie Darko. He is
What's the plot?
of the movie.
Yeah.
Oh,
I cut you off. So I'm sorry.
he's a guy who works. He is like making his way up, trying to make a name for himself. He's very like, very, very ambitious, and like he'll, whatever, working his way up in like a pharmaceutical sales type of position. And this is around the time where they discover Viagra. And so he's in like the forefront of the people that get to sell the boner pills when they first got invented, which I imagine was like a huge deal.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, he meets a woman, Anne Hathaway.
That's the
No, that's Anna Kendrick,
Oh fuck!
and that's not the right beat.
I haven't seen it. Okay. I saw a movie the other day that he hasn't seen. Let me in. It's about a vampire. He hasn't seen it, and I have. I'm cool.
Anne Hathaway is the Princess Diaries. Know that one? She's
Okay. Hold on. One, Princess Bride is the As You Wish.
correct.
Okay. Yeah.
It's not that one.
It's not. Yeah. It's the other one.
Kinda. They're not the same movie.
Yeah, but they for
They both have princess in the name.
they have the Princess.
She's not
X.
Princess and the Frog either.
That's animated. I know that one.
I'm sure there are plenty of other. Anyway, Anne Hathaway, and she is like, I think she might have had Parkinson's or something. She's got a degenerative disease, so she's in like the medical for all sorts of like tests and trying pills and stuff. And so they meet, and it's like a love story kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Love and other drugs, because she's on the other drug.
Yeah, and he's on Viagra.
Yeah, basically the whole time, the whole movie. And here's the cool part: they show it.
He goes to the coffee shop, turns to say hi to the barista, smacks him in the face.
That's how they meet. He accidentally knocked her coffee out of her. Anyway, it looks funny. Jake Gyllenhaal, I really liked as an actor, and then I saw, Princess Diaries and stuff. Anne Hathaway seemed like a really cool actor. The movie trailer looked really good, so I just randomly rented it.
Is this a new?
This is like, I was probably like 18
Oh, okay.
something,
Yeah.
and I got it, and I don't know why. I haven't like watched a lot of movies like this, but it was just like hanging out at home, got it, and I watched it with my mom. Fun fact about that movie,
They show it.
they show it, and there's a lot of sex in that movie.
Oh no!
So it's me and my mom watching it, and I'm like, I like these actors, this is fun, they're really cool.
Mom, what's
Trying
he
to
doing
like
to her?
Just look at the screen. Just look at the screen. As long as we don't make eye contact, it's not weird. Just look at the screen.
It'd be so much better now, like with the use of cell phone and how like social media is everywhere, that you could just kind of look down at your phone and start scrolling through it to get rid of the awkward tension.
Yep. Nope.
Yeah. Now you're like,
Yep. You freeze up. You're just like, if I move at all, she's gonna think I'm like turned on or something.
if I move at all, she's gonna think he likes this. It'd be so funny to hear her perspective, because her perspective is like, oh my god, what the fuck, oh my shit.
I honestly don't think she cared.
No.
Now that I'm older and like, yeah, I don't know.
So recently I watched an anime that had like made its way, I think, into like
Making his way.
my like favorite or second favorite anime.
Okay.
It just like hit me to my very like core of like it just relatable, and like I don't know about relatable. It was just really, I liked it a lot.
Okay.
And it's It's oh man, I said that, so it's relatable, and everybody knows it. I'm gonna say the first part, and it's gonna be like, what the fuck? It's Mushoku Tensei, and it is an isekai. Sakai.
What the fuck?
Isekai is just into another world, because Sakai is worlds, and isekai I guess means you go into one of them.
Oh, like Princess Diaries. Alice in Wonderland.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. You get isekai into that
The
one.
Matrix.
The Matrix, yeah. Usually it's in the case of
Crawling through a hole in a mountain.
yeah, and then you get on the other side and you're really like just noodly.
Mhm.
No, it's, you die and you wake up in another world. Usually. So there's a famous meme called Truck-kun, and it's that in a lot of isekai, a truck kills the protagonist in the real world and they wake up in a fantasy world.
Okay.
In this one that happens, a truck kills the protagonist.
Spoilers.
And he wakes up. He was 34 years old, and he wakes up as a just born baby.
Okay.
But he keeps all of his memories, and because of that, he is seen as like a prodigy and a genius, right? The show itself is one of the first forefronting isekai that came out. It became a very popular and like overdone genre, and a lot of it's kind of turned into very plot heavy type of stuff. Yeah. Sometimes you can find really, really good ones that do a great story, and then a lot of times it's like, they have really long names sometimes, and they're weird. It was like, I died and woke up in another world to live with a harem of the 7 most beautiful girls in the world. And you're like, how is that the name of the anime? Like,
it's just the plot.
Yeah, and you're like, what the hell? And you're like, okay.
I turned 11 and it turns out I'm a wizard, so I'm off to wizarding school.
Yeah. I died and woke up as Harry Potter. I got my owl today. I'm going to Hogwarts.
I thought I was just killing a wolf, but then it turns out he's sheathing himself inside me.
Yeah.
Not the wolf.
Yeah.
Maybe the wolf.
And the anime itself, season 1, isn't the part that I'm like, oh, I really like it. Season 2, I really, really liked.
Okay.
Season 1 has a lot of plot in it, but it continuously calls itself out. It's like in an odd way, where it's like this person who is a 34-year-old shut-in who never did anything is obviously a perv, and now he's in this life going over things again. He's in medieval time, and he's like, oh my god, cat girls are real, and he gets like all hot and bothered about it. He's like, no, what am I doing? This is wrong. I shouldn't be doing this. And like it calls out that he's being a perv.
Okay.
So it does the plot, and then it calls it out. So it does it a little bit differently.
Okay.
There's a part where he's obsessed with women's underwear at one point. Like,
Aren't we all?
Yeah, he gets really depressed, and
Aren't we all?
it becomes his shrine, and he prays to it. It's weird.
Don't we all?
The anime is so much better than this. That's why I was saying it. It's not relatable because of that. But
you have kept that closet door shut for a long time.
no, I opened it yesterday. It's where my vacuum is.
Oh, sorry. Every time you have company over, you do keep that closet door shut. Or are you trying to sniff through the door? I don't think that's gonna. Yeah, there we go.
Anyways, second season just like hit so hard emotionally on so many different things. But part of it has to do with like parents and where he's at now in his life and all that. And I realized it's such a is that really the time?
Yeah.
How did that happen?
Magic.
Okay. Oh,
Do
sorry.
you believe in magic?
It made me think of that. It's just incredibly weird that me at my age now, my parents had like 4 kids.
Right?
And then it's just like, I was just sitting there, and the other day just felt so like aware of my life. I'm like, I'm almost 29. I'm just sitting here living in the apartment by myself. I have these 4 cats, and when my parents were this age, they were like living at an apartment, struggling to make like ends meet, and I keep saying like struggling to make ends meet, trying to care for these kids, and going through the struggles of divorce and trying to just make everything work. And I'm just sitting here living life, doing great.
So much better off than my parents.
And I know I'm so much better off, and I couldn't fathom having a kid right now. You know,
It's wild.
And they had 4 between them. It's just insane to think about. It's just a weird perspective. I wonder how Anthony feels about it, because he's now older than his dad.
Whoa.
right?
I don't know. I might be 2.
You don't know how old?
I don't know.
Man. Yeah.
Whoa.
That's weird, right?
Whoa.
Like, I can't imagine how that would be. I've now lived longer than my father, than the person who. But he's shut off. He's going through it right now. I'm sorry. He's going to a cycle. Existential dread.
No, I was trying to do the math. I think my mom was 30 when she had me.
Okay.
I think.
Okay. How old is she now?
And she was, I want to say she was older than my dad.
Really?
So I'm pretty sure I'm older than my dad.
Yeah.
So I beat his high
You're
score.
winning. Yeah.
But my grandpa lived until he was like mid 80s, so I've got a ways to go to beat the real high score.
Yeah. To beat the family's high score. That's crazy. How does that feel?
Nah.
Yeah. Just, I couldn't imagine it. Living now older than your parent was, especially at like Anthony's age where he's so young. I say that he's 25.
Teeny
right?
tiny
20,
baby boy.
Wait, was he?
26?
26, yeah. 26. And his dad passed away when he was 24, I believe.
Dang.
So, some wild
Yeah,
stuff.
you could have kids right now.
Yeah, I could instead of having 4 cats, I could have 4 kids.
And
I went down a completely different route.
which one's better, Brayden?
Which one's better?
Yeah.
I like the cats.
Okay.
It's not as hard to raise, and I don't feel like I'm going to be bringing them into a really bad world right now. So,
Do you think that's a general trend? Right? People just having kids later in life, right? Do you think that's going to continue?
the kids will
Like
no.
the average first kid is going to be like when you're like 40?
It will continue for no
50?
No. I think we're getting near the end of it, and there will be another baby boom in the future.
Okay.
I think it's just it'll go, and then it will reset and go, and then because it just I feel like that's how the world is as things get more populated and stuff starts getting less accommodating, not the first word. People stop having as many kids because it's just not financially available, or there's ways to find fulfillment outside of it, and then something will happen and they'll have a lot of kids.
I think the real problem is technology.
Technology is a real problem.
I think, honestly, a real reason why so many kids were born so like to parents that are so young is because they were bored.
Oh, for sure.
And now it's like, why would you go have sex when you could play on your big computer screen with 2 monitors and it's got rainbow lights on the side?
Right. Sure, sex is nice, but have you ever won 2 games of League of Legends in a row?
No.
I haven't.
Can't say I have, but that's the dream. Soon as I do, I'll start a family, but
Oh, man. I couldn't. If I tried to get back into League of Legends now, I would be lost.
why?
There's just so much that
yeah.
has changed. I would have to spend a month researching it to figure out what has happened, and then
Yeah.
not going to, though.
Nope. Stick to just fun games.
Yeah.
That don't
Baldur's
make
Gate
you-
3, 7 Days to Die.
The new Dragon Age is coming out soon.
I've never played it.
Yeah, it's not out yet.
Dragon Age.
Oh, yeah, you're not my friend. Oh wait, you're
If
anxious.
I can't
I'm sorry.
have.
Dragon Age is fun. It's like if you took Mass Effect and reskinned it as medieval, like fantasy land versus future sci-fi. They're both very, very similar games.
I've never played Mass Effect.
Still,
Yeah.
what's your problem? It was
So-
like $6 the other day.
I wasn't looking.
It's probably still like $6 the other day.
Ooh, I'm broke. My rent's so high this month.
You lie.
I woke up today and I checked my rent, and they're charging me $170.30. I keep mixing that 30 with the 3.
Yeah, numbers are hard.
I know. Instead of my normal rent, and I don't know why, and I don't know if I should.
Just accept good things.
Yeah, they were supposed to take money off for a few things they did, like me re-signing my lease and then them redoing my stairs so I couldn't be here. But that only would have been $400.
Do you not get like an itemized deal, like a bill?
I do. I just looked at it earlier today before you came down, so I haven't looked at the full breakdown of it yet, but
What if it's like, we're only charging you $100 because oopsie doopsie, we got to kick you out. You have 5 days to move out. You should probably look at the bill.
well, I think they would put a sign on my send me an
Maybe.
email and put a sign on my door and give me a proper eviction notice. If not, I'm not leaving.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, if you need a place to stay, I can help you. Look, I've got a really good amount of
How's your
experience working with
garage?
online people.
I'll
Oh yeah, you could stay at my house. That's
no,
fine
I'll
too.
just take the garage.
That's fine.
Okay, yeah. Nice. I'll be able to practice so much BJ.
You cannot sleep on the couch
Why?
because I sold it.
But what if I put it into a bed? Oh, it's gone?
Because I sold it. You could sleep on my dresser.
No, it's okay. My bed is easily portable.
We could pull out the dresser drawers and make little cat beds.
Just like in Seinfeld. But in Seinfeld, it wasn't cats.
What was it?
There's an episode where Kramer has, I think, 3 shelves, and then he just has some foreigners living in it.
What?
Yeah. I don't
Okay.
know the context behind it, but it's something.
That was kind of funny.
Yeah.
The only thing I know from Seinfeld, other than that, now thank you,
Yeah.
was the bet.
What was the bet?
They all make a bet that none of them will masturbate, and like the last one standing wins the pot of money.
Yeah.
And I know of this because they quote it or they reference it in It's Always Sunny. But there's a scene where the woman of the show in Seinfeld,
Mm-hmm.
played by Dee, and It's Always Sunny, comes in. She's like, so which one of you caved? And then the other 2 guys are looking out the window, and she's like, what are you looking at? They're like, naked woman across the street. And she's like, this is going to be so easy. And then Kramer busts through the door. He's like, I'm out. And he slaps the money on the table. That's all I know.
So you saw this reference and then you looked up where it came from?
No.
How do you know? Did they mention it in their podcast?
So in the show, Dennis stops them. He's like, what are you guys talking about? Because they're supposed to be going over memories.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, we were just remembering that one time about the contest. He's like, I'm sorry, when did we live in New York? They're like, oh gosh, when was that? He's like, and who was clapping and laughing? And they're like, the audience. It's like, what audience? Yeah.
Okay, so they call it out.
They call it out,
Oh,
yeah.
That's good. Always Sunny's so good.
So good.
That's so funny. But
But
we rambled on a little bit. We've gone over an hour. So it's time to say goodbye to these guys.
goodbye. Farewell.
Goodbye.
Can I come see him today?